Hello class KH4350, this is Taryn Hoff here and your official welcome message back to KH4350's Fitness Program Management in the Spring 2020 semester. I first of all wanted to wish each and every one of you a safe, healthy return back from your extended, longer period of spring break. I hope you all are doing well. The last time each and every one of us saw each other, I was kind of almost in a jokingly manner wishing you all well and saying hope to see you back physically in person. Well, as we know, things have changed, and again, the purpose of this video message is our transition as we return to classes here at Georgia State University. As far as this class is concerned, we're going back as of Monday, March 30th on the spring semester calendar. So the purpose of, again, this video is to kind of get us back on track and get into the mode so that we understand what is expected for the remaining part of this semester as it pertains to our class. So as we know, we're officially set to still be on schedule, and our next official class would be Tuesday, March 31st. And just some of the parameters I wanted to throw your way. There is an updated, revised syllabus, and I encourage you to go ahead and open that. If you need to pause the video while you're doing that, please go ahead and do so we have that syllabus together. I wanted to share with you a few things before we get this video going. I actually myself have an online teaching checklist right here that I'm going to read right off of and I'm going to refer to just to make sure I get all my bullets and all my ducks in a row as we wrap up this video. I'm going to make it as quick as I can, and that way we can get this welcome message going. Again, first of all, I do hope that each and every one of you are safe and healthy, and especially to the changes of your calendar being able to resume so that you can move on and move forward wherever you're at in your journey here as a GSU student. This is certainly a first for myself. I believe it's unprecedented for many universities. And I did want to say this too, as many of you know that I myself am an online student, and I believe in the structure and, again, the integrity of online courses. In my opinion, they're actually harder and more challenging because you have to be more self-directed and have more personal accountability to fulfill your obligations here going forward. So I think this will be a unique experience for all of us. And admittedly, this will be the first time that I'm teaching online. So as we go through this, I just want to make sure that I cover everything. So if you still have questions after this video message, and if you feel like there's anything we did not address in full detail, please go ahead. I encourage you to email me directly, and if there's anything that we missed out, I'll make sure that I catch the rest of the students on after the video, of course. So first of all, again, as we watch this, we're kind of in transition mode here of Monday, March 30th being resuming back on Georgia State University classes. For pretty much all of us, we've had 2 weeks off because, again, we had spring break, and then we had the week following spring break, which was extended where all classes were closed. And now, again, with this welcome message, as you can tell, the syllabus has been revised, hopefully without too much significance. I tried to keep it as best as I could. Just follow along with me through the syllabus here, and I did want to say, I'm just going to go through some quick other housekeeping things. You can still reach me on the same email, thoff@gsu.edu. If you need to contact me directly, if you have any questions. Obviously, I don't have any physical office hours, but as far as virtual office hours, I'm pretty much open and flexible. I've got a much lighter schedule, so you should be able to reach me if you need to talk to me one-on-one over the phone or what have you. No problem at all. We can do that. Now, as far as everything that we've got in terms of goals and objectives, all the way up to this point, whatever your grade is, whatever your quiz is, whatever your assignments you've turned in, the midterm exam, that all stands, obviously. That is all brought us to the point where we're at. As of, again, the first weekend that we're here, you will get a weekly video message from me just basically letting you know where we're at. And again, I do that for the benefit of just kind of making sure that we're on the same page, and week by week that we're following along the same goals and objectives. The quizzes themselves, here's a significant change to the quiz. If you could follow along with me on your syllabus and look at Tuesday, March 31st, we have quiz number 15. You must upload this quiz to iCollege no later than, as you can tell, April the 1st before midnight. And I did want to say that the subsequent quizzes thereafter, 16 all the way through 20, you can see that the due dates for uploading those quizzes, you're given a complete full day, and by the evening, again, by midnight the following day to turn that in. Obviously, we needed to give some leniency here for the quizzes, needed to make sure that for some of us, video and technology and what have you, I know that you don't have access to the library, so I wanted to make sure that we gave a little buffer, and I felt like a full day was adequate to give you time to complete that quiz. And again, you'll upload that. It is on time if you submit it by that due time, and you'll get full credit for that quiz as far as making sure that you complete it appropriately. Let's go through that first day back again, Tuesday, March 31st. You should have read Chapter 7 in your textbook, which will go over that quiz. But also, if you go over one column to the right, you see something emboldened in yellow. That is your first draft of your site visit. Now, that has not changed. That is still the same. Coming back from spring break, I've had several students email me and kind of worried about this project. Now, here's the deal. Up to this point, March 31st, Tuesday, every single person, all 36 students in class, should have made sure that you had at least one site done. You couldn't have done this rough draft paper without at least one site done. So the expectations are this, that you should turn in a 3-page paper, and if it's just over one site or two, most of you actually had your 2 sites already complete. That is what's fully expected. If, again, let me rephrase that too. I had several students telling me that they could not get to either site before all of the gyms have closed down. And we know that there are no gyms open right now in Atlanta as I record this. Now, if you didn't make it to one gym, I'm sorry, but that's on you. I don't know what to tell you from this point out. Again, that was on your duty to have ensured to make sure that this paper was turned in. That date did not change pre-COVID-19. Again, this whole COVID-19 phenomenon should not have affected your assignment to be due, which would have had you obligated of at least one site to turn in on this 3-page paper. Again, most of you already nailed it. You did get your 2 sites, but when I last saw all of you, the final time before we broke for spring break in class, and by the way, through weekly email messages, I had asked, has everybody made sure you got at least one site visited? And all hands went up. And when I asked, did any of you not visit one site, raise your hand now or forever hold your peace. And not one single one of you did. Not one single one of you emailed me to let me know that you couldn't make it to your site. So again, I don't know what to tell you otherwise. Some of you I have talked to over the phone, but that's where we're at on that. So we need that paper uploaded on March 31st by midnight. And let's see, so as we go through this syllabus further out, pretty much self-explanatory as far as the textbook and the quizzes. Those have not changed. You see that your last final quiz would be on Thursday, April 16th. That would be uploaded by April 17th before midnight. And a couple other things to point out before we get to that point. The homework assignment 2, the due date has not changed on that. That's still the same, April 14th. And also the papers, which I would have returned to you by Tuesday, April 7th, the final draft of that will be due by Thursday, April 16th. That is your 5-page paper comparing and contrasting both sites. Now, here's one significant detail and change here. I know that most of us got this assignment done as far as the paper is concerned. If you did not make it to your second site visit, What I'm going to ask of you is to expand that one site into the 5 pages, and you will basically spotlight that gym as your paper. And kind of telling, again, if you're only doing it on one site, I want to ask you to give me the highlights of what identifies and what makes that fitness center or what have you unique. Was it a community gym, a commercial gym? Was it a corporate gym, or was it a clinical gym? If it was, why? Tell me everything about it. The who, what, when, where, why, and expand it into 5 pages as best as possible, as objectively as possible, and of course with your own insight and perspectives on it as well. And then going along through this syllabus, as you can see, for example, let's go back up to Tuesday, March 31st. Our lesson plan in class for that day, it's called Staff Selection Policies ACSM Requirements. That is a PowerPoint. I will do that, and again, for the benefit of everyone, go over and cover that in full detail of what we're doing. Again, I'll have that uploaded for you, so that way you don't have to worry about. Here's the thing. We don't have to obviously physically be in class together at 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, I know that this whole experience is just throwing everybody for a loop, but that's where you do get a little bit of leniency. I'm going to record those PowerPoint lesson plans and have those uploaded, and those material, in addition to the textbook, would be on the final exam. Before we get to the final exam, a couple other things that are important. As you can tell, the last day of class together would be Thursday, April 23rd. You see they highlighted in bold that all team presentation projects are due to the instructor. As I record this is what I'm going to ask of you. And again, we're going to have a little bit of back and forth here. And again, here's my question to the class. For this group team project, I don't think it's unreasonable for the 6 of you in your team to be able to record, say, either a Zoom, FaceTime, Skype, or even the 6 of you getting together. And again, I know with social distancing, there might be a little bit of controversy there, but could the 6 of you individually video record, for example, and then somebody who's good at Windows Movie Maker or iMovie put that together for us? Or could the 6 of you get together physically and go ahead and do your presentation and record it as a video? You tell me. That's a question that I'm asking right now of the class. We need to figure out if this is possible. I do prefer that you turn it in as a group. That way we stay in the essence of being in a group. That would make life simpler for all of us if you can answer yes to that you can get this project done as a group somehow. And again, with the magic of video editing, put it all together for us. But obviously you can tell that on the syllabus, there's no date that that's expected to come together by. Here's what we'll do for that. If we can say yes on that, then that video project will be due on Monday, April 27th before midnight. Again, I'll say that again. The group team project, you have plenty of time, by the way, would be due on Monday, April 27th to me. As I'm recording this, that gives you a whole month to basically wrap up and finalize this. And by the way, as all of you know, you've been streamlining this every single class beyond before we went to spring break. So I would expect that most of that project should be just about complete. Most of it right now up to this point should just be putting it all together and kind of summarizing it. Now, if you say no to that, if your team says we cannot do that, then we've got to figure out another idea, which will probably take a lot more writing on your behalf and more research too, and it's going to be more work for both of us, but I'm game for doing that if that's where we need to go. Before we cross that bridge, though, I want to know, and again, you answer that for me, please. Is that possible that you can turn it in as a group team project? That's what we need to cover first. And then obviously going forward, as we're moving along this, our goal date would be to move on to the final exam. Now, here's the final exam in a nutshell. This is pretty important right here. As you know, the final exam was set to be on Tuesday, April 28th. That is still going to be in stone. That has not changed. The exam's going to be at 8 o'clock in the morning. The exam will not, obviously, physically be in person, okay? I'm going to upload the exam by, I'll say, 7:59 a.m. on Tuesday morning, April 28th. Therefore, you have to dedicate 2.5 hours of that time to the final exam for this class, okay? And what that means is you will have that time to complete the final exam, which will be sent to you via Microsoft Word. Everybody should have capabilities of completing it. So instead of physically writing it down with a pen and paper, you will actually type out your answers on the final exam, and you will have till 10:30 in the morning that same day to go ahead and complete, turn around, and upload it back to me. That is a reasonable amount of time to be able to finish that final exam and turn it back in before it's late. Because if it's after 10:30 a.m., that's considered late. That should not change as well. So again, I'm at 15 minutes of this video right now. I will stop right there. That's a lot longer than I intended this video welcome message to be, but hopefully we're all on the same page. Let me go ahead and finalize and conclude with this. I think this will be a very unique, but at the same time, great experience for every single one of us. And let's just finish out, as far as this class is concerned, finish strong. I encourage you to do the same for all of your other classes. Give all of your other teachers the same courteous respect. And again, just work really hard. Be self-directed. As I said, I've got many years right now of being an online student myself, and so I know how it is. You really do need to discipline yourself with self-directiveness, and you just need to maintain your schedule and be very organized and pay close attention to detail. So I encourage all of you to be prepared, because the next time you see me on video will be for our first plan to go over staff development for Tuesday, March 31st, and that'll be via PowerPoint. You'll be able to watch that. And again, as a reminder, please get on the quizzes and stay engaged in this class. Engagement, as you know, okay? All right, everybody, good luck and best wishes. I will see each and every one of you soon.